I felt worse than I had ever felt on these medications. Gets to the point where you're on so many medications, like it literally was making me sick.
Sick boy.
What's good? My name's Ash. I'm gonna be reacting to Sick Boy by REN today. This is the second video I've ever watched by REN, so I'm very excited. The only other video I've watched by REN is REN. A YouTuber named Brello put me on. His channel is just Brello, and I'm gonna link his channel down below. Brello and I met through TikTok, funny enough, and we've met in person, and he's super special to me. He's been so supportive in me posting on YouTube, and he really is the best ever, so follow him. He reacted to REN, and after listening to REN, immediately I realized just how talented this man is. I'm really excited to dive into more REN content. So I figured Sick Boy would be a great second video for me. Struggled with mental health for a long time. I started making YouTube videos because I got sober 6 months ago. And number one reason is because of my mental health struggles. I thought it would make a real difference, and it has. And I want to help other people, and I feel like REN genuinely wants to help other people. And he's someone that I can really relate to in so many ways. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is Sick Boy by REN. Well, obviously I'm gonna sub, and I'm gonna like the video. Oh. Okay.
Hi REN, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks
Okay, already the beat goes so hard.
for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
Feel that.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, damn cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show.
Wanna talk about that for a second? You'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show. I read up on him a little bit. I'm still learning more about him, but I know that he dealt with psychosis for many years, and again, the voices in his head. I'll talk more about my story at the end of this video because I can relate to that heavily, but I'm assuming that he's probably been prescribed many medications as it's showing here. I have worked with like 7 therapists. I found that literally every therapist, almost like off rip, brings up, have you considered medication? Have you considered medication? Have you considered medication? Have you considered medication? And I'm like, actually, I have. Because y'all push it down my throat. I don't know, it just really makes me sad that I feel like therapists, their first thought is to recommend medication. And to me, I just feel like putting chemicals in your body is not the solution. And what she just talked about like how the side effects will show. I remember like I was prescribed antidepressants, and then I told my psychiatrist, I'm experiencing like these crazy side effects. And then they basically recommended another medication to deal with the side effects. But it's like that medication caused other side effects. Gets to the point where you're on so many medications, like it literally was making me sick.
Sick boy.
I felt worse than I had ever felt on these medications. I don't know, I just found that concept wild, that like, this pill is giving you side effects, we're gonna give you another pill to try to mask those side effects. Like, make that make sense. Anyways.
Medical patient losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown. I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, REN?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus. You're the virus, hypocrite. How can you...
I like how he just said, I'm not sick, you're sick. You're the virus, hypocrite. That's a bar, number one. But it just bothers the shit out of me that it's like, they don't want us to be healed. At the end of the day, if we're healed, we don't have to go to therapy. We don't have to take these antidepressants every single day. And they can't profit off of us. I feel like they want us to rely on these medications and on continuously having a problem. I'm just glad that he's speaking on these topics. I've been about 2 years no medications and about 6 months sober. And I can honestly say I feel the best that I've ever felt in my life. I will never take a medication again because this system, they don't want to see you get better.
Sit there with a smile on and tell me that I'm sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pic, boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Wow. Okay, first and foremost, that beat was sick.
Sick boy.
I loved that. Definitely a bop. This was one of his shorter videos. I'm excited to watch the long form videos that he's put out. I just love the picture he paints with these songs and how raw and vulnerable they are. I love that he's talking about these topics that need to be talked about more. It really bothers me how much our society relies on medications and not solving the real problem, the real root problems. And I know I said I was going to kind of mention my story, how I can relate with him. So with his video, Hi Ren, he wrote in the caption about his own story and how he experienced psychosis. When he was 9, he heard a voice in his head and it's always been there. And so he struggled with his mental health for many years. So when I was 7, I heard voices in my head that would tell me to do like violent things toward myself. Obviously, like I haven't done any of those things, didn't act on them. Did I ever think I was going to be talking about this on the internet? Absolutely not. It's obviously a little scary, but I want to talk about this because I do feel inspired by Ren, the fact that he's been so vulnerable. And that video gave me a lot of comfort in knowing that I'm not alone. I went to therapy when I was 7, which helped a lot, but it's something like he's even said, this is something that doesn't really ever go away. Dealt with mental health problems, like I've dealt with anxiety, depression, those thoughts my entire life, and some days are harder than others. But you know, I've been to therapy for many, many years. I've also been prescribed many, many medications, been on many different antidepressants because I was getting horrible side effects. And then they just prescribed me another one and another one and another one. And it became this cycle where I was just kind of like in this manic state at all times. I was actually having thoughts of unaliving myself once I started medications. It really made my thoughts worse, and that's actually was a side effect of the antidepressant. And then I just remember being on, you know, like 3 different medications, antidepressants, Adderall, and then a sleeping medication because I couldn't go to sleep. So they, of course, prescribed me another medication. And I just really did not feel like myself. I felt like I was in a dream. I didn't feel like I was even, like any of it was real. I felt so disassociated and just so unbelievably unhappy. And I think when you reach like rock bottom like that and realize, oh, okay, like these medications aren't gonna solve my problems, I think you start to realize that you have to just take like radical responsibility and you have to resolve things from within. No one's gonna save you. You have to save yourself. And he's kind of bringing light to the fact that it's always about medications. It's always about pushing them on us. Oh, how are you doing? Okay, we're going to prescribe you this. We'll check back with you in a week. It's like just crazy. Every therapist I've worked with has pushed medications on me, and he's really inspired me to speak on this more because I really strongly believe medications are not the answer. I've been off all medications now for 2 years, and I am the most stable I have ever felt in my entire life. And from spending years like not wanting to be here to where I'm at now is incredible. I've also been 6 months sober. I talk about that on my channel a lot as well, and that's helped me tremendously with my mental health. And so I just think more and more artists should talk about these topics, and I really just commend him for being so open and honest about this. I really think he's extremely talented, and it's, again, super inspiring. It feels like very comforting. So many people are going through that, you know? So REN is great. I'm excited to react to more of his videos. I also post about my sobriety and just kind of like different topics surrounding that. If you're interested in watching more of my reaction videos about sobriety, definitely sub to me. I'm trying to post daily, if not multiple times a week. So would really appreciate your support there. I've heard really good things about REN's community. Everyone seems to be fantastic. But yeah, man, what a talented individual. I am excited to watch more. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.